Cardigan by Taylor Swift is going to be played in standard tuning and then capoed on the first fret of the guitar. From this point forward, I'll be speaking of the capo as though it's the nut and referring to frets 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., as opposed to their real fret number, which would, from the nut, be like 1, 2, 3, 4, or rather 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, the song itself is pretty simple. It's based around standard chords. The first chord you need to know is an E minor. That's an open 6 string. Your second finger on the 5 string 2 fret, your ring finger on the 4 string 2 fret, and then open 3, 2, and 1 strings. The strumming pattern on this as well, might as well go ahead and approach that real quick. And I like to give it kind of just a sparse strumming feel, like down, down, up, down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down. And then you can hear kind of some light feathered up, down, ups that I'm doing in the higher register of the strings. But that's the E minor. Then we're going to switch to an A chord. The way that I'm going to play the A is I'm going to take this E minor shape and just shift it down 2 sets of strings, so that now I've got an open, or 1 set of strings rather. I've got an open 5 string, my second finger is on the 4 string 2 fret, my ring finger is on the 3 string 2 fret, and I'm allowing strings 2 and 1 to ring open, strumming from the open 5 down. Then we're going to go to a G chord. This G chord will be second finger on the 6 string 3 fret, ring finger on the 2 string 3 fret. And if you want to put your first finger down on the 5 string 2 fret, you can, but I usually just let my second finger block out that 5 string. And then it comes back up to the A chord. Now sometimes I have a habit of, instead of just coming back to whatever my original shape is, I tend to like to leave my ring finger on that D note right there. So sometimes I might just bring my first and second fingers up to frets 2 of strings 4 and 3 while leaving my ring finger in that D position, and then back to another E minor, to the A chord, to the G chord, back up to the A chord, and here we get to the chorus. The chorus is going to be a D chord. The D chord will be an open 4 string, your first finger on the 3 string 2 fret, your ring finger on the 2 string 3 fret, and I tend to just leave the 1 string open on this. I think that gives it a nice airy open sound. To the A chord. Now here's particularly where I like to try to leave my ring finger down in that position since we're coming out of a D chord. I will tend to leave my first and ring fingers right there in D position and then move with my second finger to the 4 string 2 fret, strumming from the open 5 string down. This is my new A, but if you don't like this shape, feel free to just play a standard A chord or that earlier A chord that we did. So D to the A chord, to the G chord. And here, again, is where I like to leave my first and ring fingers in D shape and move with my second finger to the 6 string 3 fret. Just all the while also leaving the open 1 string open to the G chord, back to the A chord, and then you've got an E minor, back to an A chord, back to the G chord, back to the A chord, before it jumps back into another. This is bringing us back into another verse, and then it goes back into another chorus of the D to the A to the G. I'll post these chords also in the description of this song if you're having difficulty following. So after the second chorus, we get a change. So this is the last line of the second chorus, D to the A, to the G, back to the A. Here it's going to come down to the G chord and then go to a B minor chord. So whereas we were earlier playing an E minor, this is going to be a B minor. And again, I tend to, in this B minor, leave my ring finger in that D position, and I put my first finger on the 5 string 2 fret, and my pinky finger on the 4 string 4 fret, And you can either leave the third string open here. That gives an interesting sound with your ring finger still on the second string, third fret. Or you can bar it with your first finger across that second fret. But either way, you want, or you can just play a standard B minor chord. Either way, you want some sort of a B minor feel right there. So it's going to the G, to the B minor, and after that first B minor, we go up into a D, and then down into a G. That G repeats, comes back up to the B minor, down to the A, and down to the G. And this is our kind of our second verse before it comes up into the chorus again, which will be our rounds of D, A, G, back to the A, to the D, to the A, to the G, D, A, G. Yeah, so we've already covered that chorus. Out of this last chorus, we'll have one last round of an E minor to the A chord, to the G chord, to the A chord, and here it comes back down to the G chord and jumps back up again to the B minor chord one last time, to the D chord, and then to the G chord. And that's basically where the song ends, is kind of hanging, if I remember correctly, just kind of hanging on that G chord right there. So those are the chords and the movements to Cardigan by Taylor Swift. Again, I will post these chords in the description in case you have had difficulty following all those chords that I was talking about there. Hopefully this gives you an idea of how to approach the song.